Hello, welcome to another episode of Understand Nation. Um, man, it's a lot of stuff that happened this week.
Oh yeah, we've got a lot of good artists too.
Yes, geez, some of them have been out of it for a while too. So
Right?
it's great to have them back. But and I just want to probably just take it to this first one already.
Yeah.
So this is Shinee with Superstar.
Right?
They've been busy.
Uh-huh.
Like, how many releases have they had so far? Like so far this year?
I feel like they've had at least 3, and that's as a group. I could be wrong.
Yeah, oh yeah, not even including like the individual members.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they've been busy, and that's pretty awesome considering this is a group that's been around for a hot minute since
Second gen.
2007.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and man, they still got it.
Oh yeah.
So.
It definitely feels like their style hasn't changed. It's kind of evolved throughout the years, but still has kept the core of, hey, this is Shinee. This is who they are. And honestly, this is a really fun song for the summer.
Oh yeah, because I always think of their first debut, with the replay, and for myself, like I just remember watching them debut from the very get-go, and I really enjoyed them as a group from debut. So, and just seeing them right now, they still got those same elements that that we fell in love with from when they debuted, and that they've kind of like really just refined that.
Right. And one of the things I can appreciate is like comparatively from like when they first had like Lucifer Ring a Ding, like their outfits aren't like as out there, neither is their hairstyle.
Yeah.
Like it feels more grounded in a sense, but still as Shinee can be. But
oh yeah. So yeah, man. So the Superstar, really kind of funky soul, and
you don't have words for it.
Well, it's it's Shinee.
Oh yeah, it's so upbeat that it kind of does make you want to dance. It's fun. It definitely feels a little bit more youthful, and not.
Yeah.
There's that intensity that it has that at the same time isn't so like dramatic intense.
It's got energy.
Yeah. It's just really great,
Oh yeah, I mean, I was honestly really afraid that they're gonna do like what a lot of other labels are doing when it comes to releasing Japanese songs. Especially when it comes to like the vocal treatments. But we didn't see any of that. They didn't like overly compress the vocal range. They didn't, make it sound tinny or anything like that. It's really more of the vocal processing that we're used to hearing with like, K-pop.
Right.
So.
At the core of it's still like, even though it's in Japanese, it still just feels like a regular Shinee song. There's not too much deviation other than maybe like language and maybe a slight change of style. But at the core of it's still Shinee. It still uses like, and there are ways that it also appeals to the Japanese market with the whole like super colorful, like bright, hyper energetic color style and color palette that you would typically see in brighter Japanese music videos.
Yeah, I just wish the same could be said with other groups.
Right. I mean,
I've been severely disappointed. So,
I mean, I wouldn't say all of them, but then yeah, there are some that do a lot better in the Japanese market keeping closer to the original style, and you know, Shinee does really do that very well.
Well, it's not. I'm not saying either that it's necessarily bad, because you know, if that's what's popular in the Japanese market, and you know you're trying to appeal to the Japanese market, then sure, you know, do what's go ahead and do what's popular with the Japanese market. I'm just glad that for here they kept with the style that wasn't trying to just only appeal to the Japanese market. And well, with this style of song, it works for both international appeal and you know, Japan market appeal, because for that's just how that style is done for this, you know, for the genre. So, but I'm still relieved. I was able to, like, you know, not only was I able to just like listen to it from start to finish, but I was actually able to enjoy it. So.
And then there was a lot of nostalgia in this music video too.
Oh yeah, very retro themed.
Oh yeah, that's probably one of the things I loved about this music video was the retro theme that came along with it. You know, I love seeing the DDR machine. Just brought me back to the days of like putting quotas to line up to use the DDR machine and whatnot. So yeah, so like the music video, it has a lot of nostalgia from various eras. Oh yeah. So like that DDR machine, you know, appealing to like, what was it, early 2000s. But then also like the style of dress that they were wearing when they're in that virtual world, like very 70s style. Right. But then like when they're in the house party scenes, they're also like, that's also like very 90s style. Yeah. 90s. Well, they also got some like 2010 style too. So yeah, you kind of switch between various eras with their outfits, which was very nice. You know, it was a very nice callback. Because like even the suits itself, it very felt like, I want to say 2000 style or something like that. I could very much be wrong, but that felt very much like early 2000 style. So yeah, no, the nostalgia throughout this music video, I feel like was well done.
Yep. And just man, like the house party. You know, back in the days when you could do house parties.
Right. Actually, it's been a while since I've been into a house party, now that I think about it.
So, with myself and all my coworkers being vaccinated, we had a pool party last week. It was glorious.
I kind of wish I could do that with my coworkers. Unfortunately, I feel like most of us are way too introverted to do something like that.
Well, you know, we got quite a few guys. And, you know, I myself am pretty introverted as well. But like, you know, we got such a great and open and welcoming environment that like we actually get along pretty well. So, despite the fact that a couple of the guys even almost had a fist fight like the other year. So, but man, this is a really recommended music video for something to just kind of chill and relax to, and get that bit of nostalgia. Look forward to, you know, when we're able to have house parties again.
Yeah, I mean, even if like you can even play it like maybe if you're having a beach barbecue, playing like some volleyball or whatever, like
beach barbecue, backyard barbecue, a pool party.
Just start roasting some ribs and like cooking some ribs on the grill.
Yep. A potluck at the park, you know. Yes, it's fun.
Now I'm hungry. So. Great,
man.
I'm blaming Shinee for making me hungry because their song makes me want to go have a barbecue, and which is worse because it's summer right now, you know.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, man, you wanna move it on?
Yeah, let's do it.
You wanna take it away?
Yeah. So this is a group that I never thought we'd be talking about on this channel. 100% did not expect. This is Boyz II Men with Minsu with Love Me Once Again, and I love this music video, by the way.
So for the younger members of the audience, Boyz II Men is a group that I want to say they originally debuted in like the late 80s, like 89 or so, but at the very least early 90s, like early 90s, around 93
I think it was
so.
like mid 80s, late 80s, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
They've also gone there's like one original member still in the group, because they've gone through a few members already. But
I mean, when you got a group that's been around for 40 years.
Yeah. And honestly, even now, it is still really good. They are still amazing.
Yeah, I mean, their vocals are very timeless, right? It works, even in this current generation. And and like I just confirmed to the older members of the audience, like this is like the original Boyz II Men that you're probably thinking of, and not like a new group that debuted with the same name.
Right. And
so
and
but
it's just really surprising that they are releasing it to like the Korean market. It's nice to see like how much progress K-pop has reached, to the point where there are like foreign artists coming into Korea to release songs with like Korean artists.
Well, let's not forget too that at the early onset of K-pop, we drew a lot of inspiration from American artists.
True.
Boyz II Men was one of the biggest like R&B groups of their era, right?
True.
And so they obviously would have also been a fairly gotten good exposure in Korea, and at the very least influenced a lot of Korean artists
Right.
in the 90s.
Right.
So it's like it's come full circle. So you got a group that would have influenced K-pop in the first gen, and then now they're releasing, a song in Korea.
Right.
It's so cool.
That's probably a better way of wording it than how I worded it. Like, but other than that, this song is very much of a like Boyz II Men style. Like, it is ballady, strong vocals, and
that R&B soul of the 90s. Like in the first 25 seconds, they literally hit almost all of the like 90s, mid 90s R&B tropes in the first 25 seconds. Like I'm talking about like from those like Wuxi Sense to like that signature Boyz II Men vocal opening.
Right. And then
it's
having Minsu like along with the guys, I think his vocals are just as comparable in like to harmonize with the boys, like it's just as good.
Yeah, he did not stand out. I don't mean like in a bad way. I mean, he did not stand out as in like his vocals felt weaker or out of place. Like he was very much in place with them. Like if you didn't tell me that this was a mashup with Boyz II Men and a Korean artist, I would have just thought that it was
just Boyz II Men. Like just straight listening to it without watching it, like it honestly just feels like a really great group all together. Like there's no like differentials. It's just so well done and so well mixed.
Yep. Yeah, because man, Minsu's vocal timbre, like it fits. Like he's got much of the same vocal timbre as the rest of the group. I'm like, wow.
It's just so good. And then not only that, but this music video uses like an animated version of Boyz II Men and Minsu,
Yep.
And which I thought was a really interesting take because it does also allow you to. They're also doing a lyric video as throughout parts of the music video as well. So, so you get to see like some of the lyrics that they're singing. You also see like who's singing and kind of obviously because of the whole COVID situation, you know, it kind of makes it so it feels like they're all in one place instead of oh yeah, the Boyz II Men are here and Minsu is here. It just feels like they're all in one place, and yeah, it's just a lot easier to do using animated an animated music video.
Yep, for sure. And you know, I wish you could kind of see some like the behind the scenes, like them in the studio. Like yeah, you know, not they wouldn't be singing together.
Right.
But like, you know, I would like to see even so like how he carries himself as he's singing, and like you know, would that also match up to how Boyz II Men carry themselves? You know, the impression that they give when they're singing too. Yeah. So,
honestly,
I think that
for me, I would love to see this on stage.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Just seeing how they perform together, because I feel like on an open soundstage, like an actual open soundstage instead of a synthetic open soundstage that you get from a music video, I think would have such a bigger impact because of all their vocals.
Plus their vocals got so much bass that you will actually feel that vocal bass like in your chest. You will feel it. Like they will touch your soul.
They will touch front seat. It's not going to touch your soul. It's going to like kill it off, bring it back, and kill it off again, only to bring it back, and you'll be like, "Did I just die like 50 times in one go?" But yeah, no, this I couldn't. When I listened to it, I couldn't believe how good it was.
Oh yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I love Boyz II Men. I used to listen to them all the time. Wow, I'm really starting to date myself considering they debuted it way long ago. But no, their music.
I mean, they're still, and you know they were still like pretty active into the early 2000s as well. They've been around for a long time. I mean, they're still active right now.
Right.
Yeah, so a part of me was really, really curious as to like, okay, you know, what are they gonna do for a contemporary song? Because I thought they were gonna go with a contemporary style, but then like for them to release this, I'm like, well, this also makes sense because right now, you know, all the retro nostalgia is just a thing, right? Like we're reaching back to like the Korean music industry as an industry has been reaching back to like various like the previous like 30, 40 years, 50 years now of like music genres.
Right.
You know, like we've seen like retro synth pop from like the 80s. We've seen disco from the 70s, right? Rock from the 90s.
Right.
So for them to do R&B classics to the 90s, coming from some of the biggest proponents of the genre from that era, makes sense.
Right.
Makes perfect sense. So I should have seen this coming, but I'm still surprised.
Right. To be honest, I felt like I was like listening to a song made back away in the 90s.
Pulled from the 90s. Like, yeah, that's what and like I said, right, you know, the first 25 seconds is just like, yep, it's literally everything that you would have heard from a 90s, mid-90s R&B song.
You know, now that I think about it, like, this is a bit of a spoiler for our next music video, but more than half of the songs that we're going to be talking about today is basically partially nostalgia based.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. So, I guess we're moving on to the next one then.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is 2 PM, their first music video in, like you said, 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
Man.
And oh wow.
Yeah.
And this music video, definitely great. I believe it's called "Make It," or I don't know how to pronounce it in Korean though.
It's trying to get to show me the Korean title. It is Hey Ya Hey.
Hey Ya Hey. Okay.
Yep. Which is weird because like originally it did show to me in Korean, and it switched over to English at some point. Just so weird. I don't know why YouTube does that.
I mean, they might have gone in to change it. Like JYP might have gone in to change it themselves or whatever.
Oh yeah, they've done that.
Yeah. I mean, we've done that for a couple of videos too.
Shh.
So.
Don't let them know our secret sauce. Yeah, man. This is great. Like I still remember, man.
Hands up.
Well, that and like watching, what was it, Dream High, with jeez. There was like 2 members, and then there was like IU in the first episode of Dream High. And Suzy was in it too.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched Dream High. And then I remember watching like Taehyung with on Oh My Ghost and whatever.
Taehyung wasn't Dream High. Yep. And was that 2014? I think that's 2014 was when Dream High came out.
Was it 2014? I thought it was earlier than that.
Oh, maybe 2011?
Maybe. It's been way too long.
Oh yeah, dude. I may be thinking of the second Dream High. Yeah, because the original Dream High was 2011. I think the second one was in 2014.
But back to the music video itself. It's got like that smooth jazz kind of feel to it.
Oh yeah. Yep. It's a very jazzy R&B song.
It's almost reminiscent of, I want to say, early 2000s. I could be wrong. But
I mean, yeah, there would have been probably around early 2000s as well. But it does date better than that too.
Yeah.
So.
I'm just saying like the specific style for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Either which way, man, they pull it off.
Oh yeah. It is definitely a change from like the earlier stuff with like Hands Up almost being like a party song and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like for me, that's the music video that always pops into my head when I hear 2 p.m. Like I know that they've done other stuff, but that's the first song that pops into my head.
Which was also from 2011.
Yeah. But
I just put it up right now, and this song is so 2011. Oh my god, yeah, I do remember that song.
Yeah. And because this uses a lot of like special effects that you would see from that era, to try to like kind of denote that like epicness or intensity that follows in. So it uses a lot of like 2000s tropes in their music video to kind of convey a message. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's a little bit dated.
Yeah, I mean, it gives a that very kind of produced look.
But yeah.
But man, yeah, like showing them showing off their mature sensuality. Because man, these guys they're all in their 30s now,
which is crazy,
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense too, considering, you know, we were just talking about one of their music videos from 2011, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Or like, or Dream High, you know, drama that two of the members starred in from 10 years ago.
And Dream High was like basically like based on during a high school like time period, you know. So it's 10 years later.
Yep.
So
now
makes sense.
I'm not trying to say either that this style of music video and the style of song is outdated or anything like that.
Oh no.
You know, because like it still feels, you know, in place today, because we've had other artists, you know, younger artists especially, release songs and music videos of a similar style in the past like 3 years.
Yeah.
Believe me, we've seen like what, at least 60%, 70% of the releases in the past 3 years.
Yeah, I think the better way to say it is that they kind of updated an old style, you know, using new techniques, using all these like new technology that's available now that wasn't available then, to just make an improvement, you know. And it's just really nice just to see the guys together again after all these years, you know. Like,
I think the industry, or I think the K-pop fandom as a whole was also looking forward to it, because like the music videos up to 23 million views.
Right.
They have not been forgotten. Thank goodness.
Yeah, like I still listen to some of their older songs. I also
like Hands Up.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, because they did perform it. I can't remember which music show but like they performed a lot of their old songs on that, and like for some reason, Hands Up was the very first one I saw. I'm like, oh, jeez.
I think they should bring back the hairstyle from Hands Up.
Bring back all the old clothing and hairstyle. Just make it a full-on like retro concert.
Oh yeah, especially Wooyoung. Wooyoung and Taekyung, they should bring back the hairstyles that they had in Hands Up. You really shouldn't.
No. But the suave style that they have now, in this music video, very much works for them. It shows that, you know, that they're very stylish, and you know they can still exude that like youthful, but you know, more mature youthful kind of look. It works for them.
Oh yeah. They're mature, but not old.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Dignified. Yep. I like that one better.
All right. So I guess we're moving on to the next one.
Yeah.
All right, man. Take it away.
All right. So this next one is something that I'm sure Jihoon was looking forward to. This is LOONA's Paint the Town, or PTT. I don't know if I like the PTT part, but you know, Paint the Town definitely sounds a lot better. In my opinion,
this is their first full member comeback. Hustle had missed out on the previous comebacks. The last one that had Hustle was Butterfly in 2019.
Wow! So it's been 2 years, 2 or almost 2, somewhere around there.
Almost 3 years. Yep. So
I wouldn't say 3.
Or yeah, 2.5. It's 2.5 because Butterfly was like what, February 2019.
I think so. I don't remember exactly.
Bruh.
But it's nice.
We missed her. So yeah, dude. I really enjoyed this song. So they used so with was it Blockberry Creative? They mentioned in the promotional releases that this was going to be inspired by like Indian, like Bollywood culture, like pop culture.
Right.
and you hear some of that in the song.
Yeah.
So they use like Indian flute in there.
Yeah, you definitely hear the Bollywood. And you know, it's also very intense. You know, that you would typically hear from what we've been hearing from like LOONA songs lately. You know, it's very intense. It's very like hard hitting, but it still doesn't. It mixes really well with the Bollywood Indian like style of music.
Yeah, because like the percussionist gives it a bit of like that kind of like a jungleness to it, right?
Right.
I remember someone kind of likened it to like 2019's G Idol. You know, how they had, because I mean, remember Seung kind of had like that that period where she was that's what she wanted to do,
right?
So,
with the like lion,
yeah. So
yeah.
So then, and that's not to say that this is like a knockoff of G Idol songs, but
right,
like similar character or feel.
It's got that feel.
Commenter was talking about.
Yeah.
I think that's what the commenter was going after. So
right. It's got that majestic.
Yeah. Does have a.
Because I don't want to say monarchy. That just doesn't feel right.
No. I think majestic is a very good word. So because that ties in very well to the head ornaments that we got to see a couple of members wearing, where it has like a pendant.
Right.
And I only just learned about this not too long ago, but apparently that pendant at least for the Indian headdress, like I guess they wear for either like weddings or I'm not too sure what other like cultural rituals that they would wear for, but it's to represent like a third eye.
Really? That's real interesting.
Yep. So it's really cool. Like them, you know, like we're gonna do something like Bollywood pop, you know, culturally inspired, and then incorporates elements of both like the sound and ethnic dress.
Right, and it could like a lot of the costume design, like it's so like detailed that it makes you want to go, hey, let's learn a little bit more about like the history behind this style. That because of how intricate and how beautifully it is made. I mean, I'm not sure if that's how everyone else feels. As ISN, we very much like to learn about other stuff as much as we can.
Oh yeah, we're always wanting to learn.
Yeah.
We're always learning.
Yeah, and seeing it in music videos, seeing the styles just brings a lot more attention, and it's just interesting to see where they get their inspiration from.
Yeah, and I've noticed that because of that, K-pop has really become like a very strong vehicle for me to learn about other cultures. Like in this past 2.5 years that we've been doing this podcast, I've learned so much about like North African, architecture, right? Or like South American musical styles.
Yeah.
Or even just like right now, right, with like Indian, like headdresses and whatnot. Like,
yeah,
I never would have learned about any of this stuff. I never would have cared to learn about any of this stuff. It wasn't, for me seeing it in K-pop.
Yeah, it invokes a style like learning more about like the like Southern American culture, or learning more of like Bollywood style music. It just seeing like how they can the original inspiration that the music videos are coming from, and seeing like the differences in how they combine both like K-pop with the original inspiration. It's such a interesting like how they do it, and I think LOONA does a really good job of doing this.
Oh yeah.
for Paint the Town. And then like not only that, but all the like cultural callbacks throughout the music video. Now, you know, there's a lot of it, and it's going to take a lot to learn about as well, because there's a lot of minute things that we just don't know about.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So yeah,
man, this song was an absolute banger for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably like one of my most listened to songs this week. So.
It was beautifully done. And then this is. I also read like a comment that I found kind of funny when watching the music video about like Hassel coming back learning firebending, and if
that's why she was gone for a year and a half.
Right. For those who don't know, it's a reference to Avatar, The Last Airbender. So
I've never watched it myself, but I only know about Avatar because of all the memes I keep seeing everywhere.
But yeah, no. It's a great show, by the way. Everyone tell Jihoon to watch it. I
probably won't. I just don't watch anime.
But yeah, no. Yeah, it just seeing her back and was also really nice as well.
Oh yeah. Have you seen man? So like, there's a scene. Trying to find it, but like they've got a couple of scenes too, scattered throughout the music videos, also callbacks to previous LOONA releases.
Mm-hmm.
But like not just like the group release, but like their individual solo pre-debut releases. So it's like really interesting. So like longtime orbits, people who were part of the fandom from the very beginning. You know, it's definitely a treat for everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else?
Kind of move it on?
Yeah. Let's go.
Alright. So, DRIPPIN with a free pass. Which, by the way, I still really hate that name for a group.
I don't find anything wrong with the name. I think it's fine.
I think they could have done better. But, hey, you know what? It's their name now, so.
Right.
Anyways, the song Free Pass, man, you know, you talked about nostalgia before, right?
Yeah.
And here you got, you know, this very like early '90s style New Jack Swing, but not only that, but you remember the other year we kept complaining about like the William sound.
I believe that was you and Nick.
Yes. And like, wow, like, you know, it's been a while, and like, hey, it's like the William sound set to New Jack Swing, which fuses very well together. So
it's an interesting sound.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's very playful, and you know, it's been a while since we've had like this style lately. You know.
Oh yeah.
It's bright. It's playful. And extremely youthful.
Yeah, and you know, you kind of mentioned it before, like among like the different parts of like the industry, lately it's been a lot more of like the younger boy bands that have been like releasing like these type of videos, and not like you know, girl groups.
Yeah,
like it's because like besides DRIPPIN, who else do we have? Like you know, we've had Ace and. Or not Ace, AB6. Yeah. We had AB6, and please don't kill me, AB6 fans.
It's a definite switch, because we're seeing girl groups kind of going for more girl crush or more like hard hitting, more intense songs, while like
or at least more mature. If not girl crush.
Yeah. That's probably a better way to word it. And then like. The younger boy groups, they're starting to. So I'm not saying all, but for boy and girl groups, but they're also going more towards like the bright, fun, youthful that we used to see in like first and second generation, you know.
Yeah, that pure innocent concept.
Yeah, so it's just a like interesting switch to see like more a concept that was more popular with girl groups going towards boy groups, and then concepts that were more popular with boy groups going to girl groups. It's just an interesting change that, you know, if you've been in K-pop for a while, like just seeing that shift in music styles.
Oh yeah. And, you know, I just want to say, you know those outdoor scenes where they got all their tents, or at least the campers set up in a semicircle, and they got all their camping gear and stuff out, lounge chairs out.
Right.
I want to do that. It's been a long time since I've done that. You know,
just go into. For me, I haven't done that in so long myself, but you know, I don't think I'd be much of a camper anymore. Probably like someone's backyard or something. If they...
Oh man, camping's so fun. So that's what I did camping was like way back in like, yeah, back in Japan when I was still living in Japan. Mm-hmm. So,
but yeah, just like grill up some food. Just get with the boys, grill up some food. You know.
Yep.
Maybe grab an alcoholic beverage.
Mm-hmm. Or you know, or even some lemonade. You know, it doesn't have to be alcohol.
Yeah, lemonade.
I mean, I know what I'm starting off with. I know what I'm ending with.
But you know, either way, you know, it's just like one of those like times that you just want to chill, talk, and laugh, you know. And I think watching this music video makes you want to just do that with your friends, the boys, the girls, whatever, and just have fun. And yeah, make some grilled mochi or something like that.
Some kebabs that they had going on.
Oh
my
yeah.
Goodness.
Oh yeah, straight up. But
man, when this pandemic's over with, like everybody, like all you two who are watching, like everybody should just get together and just, you know, have some fun outdoors.
Right.
Do some grilling. Have a beach party. Have a potluck at the park.
Yeah.
You
know. And then like back to the music video itself. It's using a lot of like soft lighting. That
with the soft filter.
Yeah, and it's all very bright. You know, it evokes such a fun kind of atmosphere. Not only that, but you know, the bright clothing style, the bright balloons, the like bright colored hair, even, you know, it's just done in a way that, hey, this is very youthful. Just enjoy your time now kind of style.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know what he's talking about when he says the soft lighting, so they'll use like a artificial light source, especially in front of the, you know, the subject space, to offset like the shadows, like the natural shadows. Like when you have like the sun overhead, it would make a strong shadow cast over their eyes. So like, you know, it can give a person a very sinister look if you don't check that. Right. So that's why they have a soft light to kind of you know, break those shadows.
Yeah.
But here they also cranked up the soft lighting stronger than usual to give like a kind of like an angelic glow onto their face, because again, right, it's a pure innocent concept.
Yeah.
And then you pair that with the soft filter, which kind of gives everything like that kind of a fuzziness to the edges, like everything's kind of glowing.
Yeah. I mean, like let's just bring LOONA back into this for a second. Within like PTT, Paint the Town, you know, it's using a lot of harder lighting to kind of like convey that intensity, those hard colors. So they're using like hard lighting for that, but you can still view the girls in a much more intense view. But with DRIPPIN's Free Pass, they're using a soft filter. It's used to basically convey that like less. It's not as intense. It's bright. It's cute. You know.
Yep.
And they do such a really great job of that. I do think it's a little bit too much in some parts though, because
I agree.
how high that they've turned it up. If they turned it up any higher, the guys would have just disappeared into the background, and it would have just been a white screen completely.
I mean, so like, again, I'm watching this on the calibrated, screen, and it is very strong. Like it still feels appropriate on a calibrated screen, but for what most default settings are for most TVs and most monitors, it's way too strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if they calibrate it like they do for yours, because they very much could to make like good editing. But
yes, they always do, because it allows a consistent baseline.
Right. So
it's the same with audio.
So it's just because they do that, it doesn't always translate well into the masses.
Yep. Some people's screens it shows up darker. Other people's screens it shows up brighter. Some people's screens the green is washed out, or blue is washed out, or red is. It's you can't. There's no one universal.
Right. So I think if they turned it down, like the soft lighting, the soft filter down a few notches, I think it would have been better. But then again, that's just me nitpicking. They did honestly do a good job.
I mean, if you were to watch it on a calibrated screen, it looks spot on. But again, just most consumer TVs and computer monitors are just cranked up. So it's because they're meant to look good up on store displays, like within stores with strong fluorescent lighting. That's the reason why they have the settings set the way they are.
So. And I'm not just saying that's completely bad. It is how it is, Yeah.
So if anything, if you were to view it on like an iPhone, because iPhone screens have the same kind of consistent color balancing and whatnot, it'll look better on your phone than it would on your screen, like on your laptop screen or whatever.
Right. So.
All right. So, man, what's our pick of the week?
Oh, geez. Don't make me do this. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Because there's even some other songs that we didn't talk about that I really enjoyed.
Oh, yeah. For sure. For sure.
Like, I got WOODZ, Sun or Suck. I really enjoyed that song.
Yeah. I enjoyed Twice's new Japanese release too, myself. As well as Alexa's newest song, Xtra with BM. That was a good one too.
And it was also Iris Kim featuring Big Marvel and Kim Nayeon. I also really enjoyed that song.
And if anyone can't tell, we're kind of stalling with naming a bunch of songs now.
I mean, I already got my pick.
Right, go ahead.
I'm going with LOONA.
Okay.
Beat the Town.
Okay. Alright, so I'm a little bit stuck between probably two artists or two songs. It's either going to be 2 p.m. or Boyz II Men with Yeon Minsu. Both really great. Actually, no, I'm gonna give it to Boyz II Men. That soul that comes with that music, it's just too hard not to pass up. So
can't go wrong. So, all right, well, so get our quick shots going.
All right.
So, LOONA with their latest album, Ampersand, topped iTunes charts around the world in at least 31 different regions.
30? Wow, okay.
I'm used to seeing 18, 19, and then here's LOONA with 31.
Right?
So, congrats to the girls.
Yeah. And in other good news, Brave Girls, we've been talking about them quite a bit, especially since they've been blowing up. Chimaparam has taken their third win on Inkigayo, and you know that's just great. You know they've been really working
I'm
hard,
ecstatic.
and I'm sure Nick would be ecstatic too if he was here.
Absolutely. So it's just great news.
Yeah,
all around. All right, well, you want to wrap it up, man?
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. All of our social medias as well as the music videos will be down below. And thank you to all of our patrons for supporting us thus far. You know, we really appreciate you guys. It helps us keep the channel going and providing the best content that we can. And our Patreon will be also down below as well. Give all these artists some love. Great songs, great artists, just a lot of great callbacks as well. Other than that, we'll talk to you all later. Bye.